Welcome to day number 6 of the Tempest Risk Small Business Cybersecurity Series. I'm Andy Ziegler, president and founder of Tempest Risk Management, helping small businesses prepare for and manage through any types of disruption or emergency. In today's brief video, we're going to cover identity theft, what it is, how to prevent it, what's the point of it all, and what to do if you actually wind up getting hit. All right, so first, different types of identity theft. What is it and why are they actually doing this? So typically identity theft, the motivation behind identity thieves is typically financial in nature. The worst possible scenario you can have is ATO or account takeover. That's where they actually break into one of your financial accounts, your bank, your credit card, something along those lines. They convince them that they are you. They might change the address, start having checks and cash sent to them. They're actually stealing directly from your accounts. That's kind of your worst case scenario and most difficult to resolve. Another type of identity theft is actually what they call new account fraud, which is setting up a new account. It's more and more common because it gets more and more difficult to actually get in and take over an existing account. The banks have gotten really good about identifying and making sure that the only person actually using that account is the actual user. So what a lot of identity thieves are trying to do now is new account fraud. That's either opening up a new credit card or a new loan in your name, running up the charges on the credit card to buy a bunch of stuff, which they might then go and try and resell, or open up a loan, take the money and run. Often these are used for criminal activities, so we have to be careful with those. Keep in mind that some of these new account opening, even if they don't do anything with it, if you find out that a new account had been opened in your name but nothing had been done with it yet, this could be a precursor to a larger attempt at identity theft, maybe even trying to replicate your entire identity to try and get to a bigger score, maybe something a lot bigger. So be cognizant, be aware, definitely take it as a warning sign. Don't just, if you find out that somebody opened up a checking account in your name but didn't do anything with it, don't just blow it off and think that it's no big deal. This was an active attempt at identity theft, and you should definitely take the preventative actions or reactions that you need to do in order to protect your identity. Why are we talking about this today, and why is it such an issue for small businesses? Because it's a major threat. Most small businesses, LLCs, sole proprietorships, they're tied to your personal finances. I work with a couple of clients whose businesses were hobbled because of identity theft on their personal information and personal accounts. So make sure that this is a topic that is very serious and that you pay attention to. So what are we going to do about it? How do we protect ourselves? You've probably heard of identity monitoring services like LifeLock. Kroll is another one that's commonly used out there. What they will do is keep an eye on all of your accounts, your existing accounts, as well as your any dark web activity, but also your credit reports, and will notify you of any suspicious activity so you can take immediate action. Number 2, right, in protection is use complex multi-factor authentication, especially for anything financial, government, or medical related. Pay attention to any alerts or breach notifications from other companies, and if you do, make sure to basically treat it as if your identity had been compromised. Go and change all your passwords. Put fraud alerts on all of your accounts you can think of. It's an inconvenience, sure, I get it, but it's a lot less inconvenient having to put in a password every time you log into your financial institution or change some passwords, rather than dealing with days or weeks or permanent damage to your identity or credit report because of an identity theft attempt. Number 4 on here, this is something that I've started to talk about a bit more. Don't be so quick to hand over your personal identifiable information. It's going to be things like your date of birth, your social security number, maybe even your address. Some companies ask for it, and really ask yourself, why do they need my date of birth? Why do they need my social security number? But let's also say that you have to do business with this company, or you have to put that information in. If it's not medical, financial, legal, or government related, consider maybe putting in some misinformation. Put in an incorrect date of birth, maybe an incorrect social security number if it's not something that you think that they actually do need. Because if that company is ever compromised, then you're putting bad data out there into the dark web. So if somebody's trying to steal your identity, they might not get very far because they're trying to use incorrect identity information. So misinformation, something to consider, especially if companies are asking for it, you really don't think that they need it. Lastly, remediation. So what to do if you actually have your identity stolen. Number 1, contact your identity monitoring service like LifeLock or Kroll or any number of other ones out there. Contact the local or state police. They may be engaged. But absolutely work with not only the company that was breached, but all of your financial institutions. They have very well developed and well rehearsed and very effective protocols for dealing with an attempt or active identity theft. Utilize those resources. LifeLock and Kroll both have investigators that can actually help you walk through the steps that you need to do and do a lot of the things for you in order to recover and protect your identity. One additional thing I want to talk about, a little bit of a special case, is social media. If you have Facebook or Instagram or even LinkedIn, see, it happens very often where somebody creates a fake profile of you pretending to be you, and they go and try and friend all of your people. And you might ask yourself, well, why are they doing this? Honestly, usually it may be phishing or email. They may be trying to collect information, put some information out there. It's very common. It's pretty easy to do. It's not very damaging because, again, it's just your social media presence. At the end of the day, they're really not getting anything tied to your financial information, so nothing to panic about. And again, social media companies, they're very used to this happening. They have good protocols in place once they're notified. Be aware and just use common sense whenever you get messages on social media or something like this happens. You just want to be careful, but it's not necessarily something to overreact about. You don't have to lock down your life just because somebody created a fake Facebook account. For more information on other videos in our cybersecurity series, check out the Tempest Risk Gateway. Hit that subscribe button. And remember, at Tempest, we help your small business survive and thrive.